Hello again, everyone. Welcome back. In this technical analysis of the stock market video, I call it change of heart because that seems to be what's happening here with the Magnificent Seven. We had two of the seven reporting last week, and investors were not too happy. Alphabet and Tesla, we're going to take a look at those. This coming week, we got Apple, Amazon, Meta, and Microsoft. It should be very, very interesting. On top of that, we got the Federal Reserve meeting. Okay, so let's take a look here side by side. The industrials, they continue to surge, up 302 this last week. The S&P 500 down 46 points. And here's that Nasdaq 100 down 499 points. So big move to the downside. Both of these down 2 weeks in a row, actually 3 weeks in a row here for the NDX because it was slightly down 3 weeks ago. We continue to see divergence on all of the indicators. It's going to be interesting to see, does this little correction turn into something a little more severe, or is this it? Let's find out. Let's take a look. We're going to look at the Nasdaq 100 today. So here's that picture, down 499 points when you round it for the weekly view. On Friday, it was up 193.08, but that's just a little inside, slightly up day. That's really all we got with that. And what's interesting is I had identified these pivot points that we just went right through like a hot knife through butter. I mean, we just broke right through that on Wednesday, and here was the next pivot point. We broke through that on Thursday. So it's going to be really interesting to see, do we just pause? We got another key one all the way down here at 18,189. Let's take a look at the Qs, and that'll put that in a little bit better perspective. Well, I punched there we go. I thought I'd punch the Qs. There we go. So here's the numbers on the Qs. That next support level is down here at 443.05. So we'll see if that holds or not. Now, when I look at the Elliott wave picture, here's what I'm looking at. Let me just go to the weekly view. So right now, because of the move that came down here these last 3 weeks, I have moved to saying intermediate wave 3 ended at the high over here the week of July 7th. Okay, and at that high, pretty strong divergence showed up on the RSI also. So watching this trend line in here between 2 and 4, in terms of the minor, correct? The minor waves, 2 and 4. So I'm expecting it to come down. I'm expecting this to be a fourth wave correction. I wouldn't be surprised at all to see this come right down to the low, which would have been the low that was achieved in April, 413.07. So, you know, it's a little ways to go in here, but that's what I'm expecting right now. And here's kind of the percentage retracements in here for a normal wave 4. We had a pretty good sized wave 2 back over here in 22. So that's what I'm looking for right here in this year into the fall. Okay, so that's what's happening with the Qs. Let me go to the daily for a minute, and let me come back. Oh, I know. I was going to go. I'll show you the gaps that are appearing on a couple of the on the stocks. Let's take a look at Alphabet first. Let me go back to the moving average view. Okay, so let me come down, go to the Magnificent Seven, and we'll take a look at, I'm looking at Alphabet Class A, which is Google, G-O-O-G-L, which is what I track. And so when I look at the daily, here's what I'm looking at. There's a couple of gaps. Here's the biggest one, which is right below where we are. Okay, so it's interesting. Where did we stop? 164.06. Where was this little pivot low? 164.00. So we're just right above this other key pivot, which is the top of the gap in here. And we'll see if this is, how fast does this close? I guess is the real question mark. How fast does it close? So this is already given back. Google has given back 12.4% in the last 3 weeks from close to close. I'm not going from interweek high to interweek low, just close to close. It's dropped 12.4% in 3 weeks. So it didn't take very long once investors got a little change of heart. Okay, so let's take a look at Tesla. Let me go back over here and let's pull up Tesla. So similar type thing in terms of the percentage retracement. I mean, the drop over the last 3 weeks right in here. Let me go to the weekly view. You see this picture. Okay, so from this close on the week of June 30th, okay, and to the close that just happened on Friday, we've dropped 12.6%. So between the two of them, averaging 12.5%, almost identical, which is really, really interesting. So pretty strong little pullback fairly quickly. When I look at this, this looks to me like this is a first wave down. I think it's like a leading diagonal wave A. I think this is wave B, and here's what I'm expecting, another move down. Now, it may not go any lower than what happened back over here at the end of the year in January, beginning of January. That may be it, right down in this territory. But that's still quite a bit to give back, so we'll see if that's what plays out. That's what I'm watching. That's what I'm looking for. And right now, it's started to roll over on a daily chart. Okay, we started to get into some of these gaps. This gap closed. This gap is, I would have to say this gap closed with Wednesday's price action. So again, this is a Tom DeMark support level, given that we got a sequential sell signal occurring back over here on the 8th. So we'll see if this holds as this comes down. I'm not expecting it to. Okay, that is the picture we've got. Now that's what's happening with Alphabet and Tesla. And we'll see this week we've got those other, another 4 big ones: Apple, Amazon, Meta, and Microsoft. Okay, that's it for this weekend. Everyone, hope you have a great rest of the weekend and a great week. If you thought this video was helpful, give it a thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber to this YouTube channel, hit that little subscriber button. And if you'd like more of this information on a regular basis, head on over to joehenches.net. Check out the website and the membership. Everyone have a great week.